After you've gone through the hurt, after you've gone through the pain, after you've gone through the storm, after you've gone through the rain, and you prayed and cried, you've prayed and cried, prayed and cried, prayed and cried. After you've done all you can, you just stand. Good morning and welcome back to your spiritual sports segment on Rima Gospel Radio. Better than when you heard it yesterday. I'm CJ. Here we go. College football had one game on the gridiron last night as a Big East battle as Pittsburgh took on the Bearcats of Cincinnati as George Wynn broke loose for a Cincinnati touchdown on their first play of the game as Pittsburgh's game was filled with mistakes that pried the door open for Cincinnati as Munchie Lego passed for 205 yards with a pair of TDs to go along with 117 rushing yards, while Wynn added another TD as Cincinnati clawed up Pittsburgh 34-10. The quarterfinals for the men in the 2012 US Open was in action yesterday as 5 sets was needed to determine the winner between 4-seeded David Ferrer and 8-seeded Janko Tisvarovic, and Ferrer dug down deep to notch the win 6-3, 6-7, 2-6, 6-3, and 7-6. And second-seeded Novak Djokovic had it on cruise control against Juan Martín del Potro 6-2, 7-6, and 6-4 as they both advanced to the semifinals. And the ladies will have the semifinals later today. Major League Baseball had a very light schedule last night as the American League only had 2 games as the Baltimore Orioles gave up a 4-run lead as the New York Yankees tied the game in the 8th 6-all, and that's all the Yankees would get as the Orioles opened up a can of home runs as they blasted, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 homers total for the game, and 3 of them were all in the game-changing 8th inning as they notched the win 10-6. And the Texas Rangers won by a run 5-4 in 10 innings against the Kansas City Royals as Josh Hamilton belts his 39th homer of the season. For your NBA quick dribbles, Reggie Miller will be honored later today, along with longtime coach Don Nelson, Nike co-founder Phil Knight, and 9 others in the biggest induction class in more than 50 years, and the induction will mark the first brother-sister pair in the Springfield Shrine as Reggie's sister Cheryl was an inductee in 1995. The Basketball Hall of Fame is changing the name of its showcase atrium to honor Jerry Colangelo, and they will honor the NBA's first black general manager Wayne Embry with the Chairman's Cup. And finally, Robert Pera, prospective new owner of the Memphis Grizzlies, has recruited famous Memphian Justin Timberlake to be a part of his ownership group. This sports segment was sponsored by The Spa in Orlando, Florida, as they were voted Best Spa in Orlando Weekly yet again. To have your company sponsor a sports segment, please email me at cj@cjsports.com for more information. To catch archives of your spiritual sports segment, log on to my innovative blog site, cjsports.com, and be sure to give me that follow on Twitter at cjsports. And stay tuned for more updates on your next spiritual sports segment, where we sprinkle a little spirituality in your sports. I'm CJ. Be blessed and keep smiling because God has something special in store for you.